First of all, carefully place your hand in the centre of the piece of paper. Spread your hand out with your thumb out to one side and your fingers with a gap between your two smallest fingers and your index finger. I stopped just after my thumb and didn't join my entire hand up. Then with my pen, I drew a long curve along the bottom before joining a shorter straight line to the side of my outline. I've then drawn a wavy line to be my wings of my bird, join up together, and then a little wavy neck before I've drawn my circle with my pupil in the middle and a little triangle for the beak. The legs are quite straightforward, a straight line with 3 little feet coming off, and then I've divided up the end of my bird with a feathery tail with another line. Then all I need to do is colour in. I've used thick marker pens to help me colour in my wings. You can decide to use whichever colours you'd like to. I've decided to make my bird quite colourful. Now the wings are done, I've added a little bit of detail using my yellow to colour in the beak and the feathers around the neck of my bird. And with my second choice of colour, I've coloured in all the remaining feathers of my bird. Remember, if you don't have marker pens, you could colour these in with colouring pencils or crayons. And there we have it, our bird in flight. For our second picture, start with your paper in portrait, so it's long ways, and use your hand in the centre of your page, draw all the way around with your fingers and thumb close together. Then turn your page to landscape. You're going to join the line up together, giving yourself a little bump, which is going to be our nose. I'm going to draw a curved line from the bottom to the top, and I'm going to then start to draw my fin on the top of what's going to be my fish. I'm going to give a tail as well, a nice curvy line around the bottom, before I then think about adding a little fin, joined up with that curved line we drew earlier. Give your fish a nice big smiley face, nice clear round eye, and draw the pupil inside. Then you get to decide how your fish is going to look. I'm going to draw wavy lines to separate all the different sides and stripes of my fish. I'm going to make it look a bit like a clownfish, like Nemo. Once those details have been drawn, all that's left is to colour in. You can choose again to colour in with your pencils, crayons or marker pens and choose which colours you would like. I'm going to choose a different colour here to colour the stripes of my fish that are different to the fin and the tail. And there we are, all done and ready for swimming. You can think about colouring your background as well if you wanted to. For our third picture, start again with the paper in your portrait position. Put your hand in the top corner with your fingers close together and draw around your thumb and the outline of your fingers. And bring inside my fingers the little gap there as well. They're going to be important a bit later on. And bring it round, but stop before you get to the end of your little finger. Then, with your opposite hand, you're going to do exactly the same, but in the top right corner of your piece of paper. Again, stopping when you get to the thumb, at around about the equal space where you stopped before. Then turn your paper round and use your left hand and draw around the outside again. You're trying to create a reflection of the pattern you made on the other side of the paper. Again, stopping roughly at the same place, swapping hands and drawing around your next and final hand. As you look at your paper now, it should look slightly symmetrical, which means it's the same on both sides. If it's symmetrical, can you guess what creature it is that we're going to be designing? I've created a little triangle at the bottom of my design and then a curved line going straight up to the very top where my two hand outlines are joined together. That's going to be the body of my butterfly. I draw a little oval or egg shape for the head and put two little antennae, little dots on the bottom. Then it's for me to do an outline about 1 centimetre in, a gap you'll see, following the line and the curve from the outline we drew earlier. Now it's all completed, we think about little details for the butterfly's wings. I've created little spots that I'm going to put on one side of the wing, and because we're thinking about things being symmetrical, I'm going to repeat them on the other side as well. Whatever I do on one side, I put on the other. Before I've drawn a face using 2 ovals, putting my pupils in the middle of my eyes, and a nice smiley face. Now it's all about colouring in. Once again, it's completely up to you what colour you choose for your body of your butterfly. And you can use crayons, pencils or markers. Then the real fun begins. How colourful and elaborate are you going to colour in your wings? Remember to keep things symmetrical, the same on both sides. Whatever I colour on one side, I'm going to make sure I repeat that on the opposite side. And there we have our butterfly created using our hands in various different positions. Here is our next picture. With your paper in the portrait lengthways, you need to put your fingers and thumb together to create a little head for your snake, and lay your hand on the side of your paper and draw around the outside. Then we need to think about giving our snake some eyes. Again, I've used a little oval shape, an egg shape, and coloured in some pupils before giving us little eyebrows for some expression. Then I thought about my nostril and a nice smiley face. Remember, snakes have a very particular forked tongue as well, so a nice little curve, and draw in my forked tongue. And then we bring a little curved line from the very top, just underneath the chin, all the way down the length of the snake. And then I've drawn lines to separate to make a scale effect. Then let's get colouring. There we are, a super straightforward snake. Our next picture, bring your hand into the middle centre of your page and have your page in landscape. Again, you're going to draw around with your fingers tucked in close together, but stick your thumb out a little bit at an angle. That's going to create the mouth of our next creature. We're going to be drawing a shark. I stopped drawing just at the bottom of my thumb. Then, with my pen, drew a little line coming straight down and to the left, to create a fin that's popping out. It's roughly in the centre of your page. Then take your pen and a diagonal line out to the end of the page before drawing a nice curved tail and a sharp fin on the top of your shark's head. A nice zigzag line created along the bottom of his mouth where your thumb was sticking out, and we can give him a little nostril too. Then a couple of ovals will give us a nice set of eyes, eyebrows, and I've even given my shark eyelids. I need to put the gills on the side, and they're 3 very curved lines getting bigger as I go to the back of the shark. And then now he's ready for colouring in. There he is, ready to gobble up some fish. Again, you can think about colouring the background and create an environment your shark can be in. Now we're going to draw our crab using our hand over to one side of the page. Spread your fingers out and draw around the outside, up and down of each finger. Then turn your page around and repeat exactly the same, trying to draw and link your lines together. Now look at your page and think, where have you got the most space? I've got most space at the top here, so this is where I want to draw my claws. So I draw a half moon shape or a crescent. I do exactly the same on the other side, but the opposite way. and then I draw 2 stalks with circles on the top for eyes. 2 small circles inside, coloured in with our pupils as well, and let's give him a couple of expressive eyebrows as well. I'm going to colour those in straight away. A nice big smile with a nice curved line for our mouth of our crab, and then he's ready to colour in. Like all of these pictures, I thought it'd be nice to really think about the background here. So I'm creating a nice sandy floor for our crab to be scuttling across. And I've really taken my time to colour in all of the background and given a nice sea home for this crab to be living in.